All right. So after like many struggles, we're back.
Like the world is against
us.
The
world is against us. We had problems on the platform we were using, the network connection issues, and then we couldn't hear the person. But then it was just our fault. It was a lot of stuff, But just cue the intro for now. Hello, guys. T.L.B.P Brothers podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back at it again with another not vlog, because you can't really see us right now.
Look,
but
you got to stop entering like that.
I know, because one day it'll be a vlog, and then all of a sudden... I'll just be like, welcome to the Not Podcast.
To the Not Podcast. Okay. Anyway, so get to the point.
So it's been a while since we had a guest, but I decided to bring in a good friend y'all know and love. If you'd like to say hi again.
It's me. It's Brennan.
Somebody's just like, who got shot?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna have to cut that out. It distorted so hard.
Yeah. So welcome back.
Just full distortion.
Yeah. So welcome back. So how's life been? How's the rest of COVID and stages been treating you?
I think the question is, how's your summer been, bro?
How's summer? How's summer?
Summer's been cool. Not a lot of stuff has happened. Been staying inside a lot. I got a job. Yeah. I've been playing games a lot too.
What do you do as a job?
I work at the store called Zoomies. It's a retail and like skateboard shop that's in the mall and stuff. It's really cool because like it's not like other jobs where it's like you're like a robot, you're like a drone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to act the same and stuff like that. I really
so you
like
could just be a person.
Yeah. You can like come like what I'm wearing right now. I can show up to work just in this and like it'd be normal. You know what I'm saying? There's no uniforms, nothing like that. You can interact with like the customers in any way you want to. As long as you're selling stuff, you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
This is sounds like Brennan's selling a pitch here. He's trying to get me hired. He's pretty soon he's gonna send me an application form. And I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Brennan, put in a good word."
Well, at least you got work, man. That's good.
Yeah.
What games you've been playing recently?
Let's see. 2 days ago, I beat Final Fantasy VII. That is a very, very good game. When you're not lost, because man, oh my god, bro. You go. It's one big map, and like they'll tell you they'll literally be like, go north, go east. Okay,
but like how far north?
Yeah, like
how many meters?
Where's the town? Okay, just go north, man. Just go north. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
You were going
north, bro. Go south.
Going northeast. You were going northeast the entire time.
Yo, can you give me like a name? Like what's going on here, bro? This map's not helping me.
Yeah,
so Final Fantasy. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy fans, some of them are like savage. Like they're just
some of them are really hard.
And like, what is it? Like, what is it? Final Fantasy 14 or whatever?
Oh my god, bro!
They're like
Final Fantasy 14 people are a different breed, bro.
Yeah, that's like no. Those are like the stands of Final Fantasy. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
there is like you don't want to like. There's a dark area of Twitter that's dedicated just to Final Fantasy 14, and it's like a crazy rabbit hole. Like you don't want to go there.
It's like a cult at that
point. it's definitely.
I've seen people change from Final Fantasy 14. Like, and this Discord server I'm in, right? There's this like really popular YouTuber that's in it, and he started playing Final Fantasy 14, and I swear he used to go from like uploading every 1 to 2 weeks to now. Oh my god, bro. We have to keep telling him, yo, drop a video or something. What are you doing? This game has sucked up your life. Stop it.
He should start recording his gameplay.
Yeah.
Yo, man, like that's like a friend of mine. He's like he started a gaming channel playing Splatoon, and he was playing it so much. He's like, yo, and then casually one day I'm like, yo, maybe you should start recording like your gameplay. And he goes, that's not a bad idea. And he just started recording his gameplay. He's like, he started like a year ago, and he has like 300 something subscribers now. He's like, I don't know, man. Like,
it's my gameplay.
The funny thing too is like he doesn't even talk in his videos. Like it's just gameplay. It's just game audio. Like and then I'm like, there are parts like where he's struggling, and I could just. I'll skip through the clip and I'll be like, I can just picture him yelling on the other side. I know he's like, I gotta clutch this.
When you can just imagine what the person was going through, like in their heads.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like this total distress.
Oh no, like I remember this one time, me, him, and a friend of mine, we were playing Mario Kart at his friend's house. He brought his Switch. We were playing Mario Kart, and we were like on this, I can't remember what map it was, but we were all like trying to clutch this specific jump that none of us could make. And then that one moment he made it, he lost his mind. It's like, I did it. This is it. This is the moment.
It's like, thank you, Mom. I did it.
And like his friend's mom was there, like right behind us. She was like, wow. She's like, you guys are like little children. We're all like in our mid-20s.
Just sitting in a bedroom.
Like, we were sitting in his living room.
Just sitting in his living room.
We were sitting in his living room, and like the kitchen's like right behind them, so, like right behind the living room. So like the way the house is mapped out. But like his mom was in the kitchen doing something, and it was just so funny. Like seeing her facial reactions to us losing our minds over a game was like, oh, she's like, there are 3 grown men in my house right now, and all 3 of them are losing their minds over Mario Kart. Like, she's like, what did I do? She literally looked at her husband at one point and was like, what did we do wrong? Like,
where did we mess up?
Where did we mess up where our son went out and brought these hooligans into our house?
I mean, I think as a parent, I think I'd rather that than him being out in a club or
the
something.
Other game too that we played was Overcooked. Oh my goodness. Have you ever played Overcooked?
I've seen it. It's a pretty messy game.
Oh, no, man. When you playing with other people and people don't know what they're doing, it's just a screaming match the entire time.
You blast your windpipes just trying to play the game.
Yo, man, I almost lost my voice this one time. We were like yelling at each other, and we were like, yo, man, all you gotta do is chop the lettuce. Just chop the lettuce. All you gotta do.
See, like, this is when I question, like, what our neighbors think of us. Because, like, we're just saying, drop the lettuce.
Toss me the lettuce.
Throw me the lettuce. And then, like, I just imagine myself, like, walking in the street, and then all of a sudden just hearing a house people yelling about lettuce and stuff.
You're like,
it's like, how messed up is this?
They're like some vegans living over there. Yeah. No, yeah. So
it's a lot of games where you just lose your minds.
No, people change though. Brennan's right about that though. There are certain games like I remember back in the day, the game that changed everybody was World of Warcraft. Actually, you know what? I think it's still the game. No. There are still people who stay on World of Warcraft like crazy. Like you'd be crazy. Like
I think it's League more now.
I don't know. League's kind of like lost its fame a little. It's kind of down. It's kind of gone downhill. It's not as much as it used to be.
Yeah, but I don't hear about World of Warcraft as much.
Well, because you're not part of that generation.
I don't have to be as part of that generation.
It's because all the people that play World of Warcraft have gone to Final Fantasy.
That's probably what you said.
That's probably what happened. No, I remember when World of Warcraft came out, everybody was saying like, this is going to be the game to change the world. Like this is it.
2 minutes later, I'm bored.
No. And then it came out, and it was like it wasn't like some like crazy. I mean, compared to like nowadays graphics, it's like trash. But back then, it was like the pinnacle of like technology. You're like, yo, and you can play with other people around the world, and like we can do this like for a subscription. Like, wait, what? And then
see that was like the first time.
No, man.
Subscription was taken.
Look, and then I remember it was all about the server game, like what server you play on. Like it was like if you got into a specific server, you were like of a specific elite class.
Yeah, because there's like VIP servers.
You were like, I got into this VIP server, man, and you don't even know like the half of it.
And like you have to get like 3 invites to like get in there. So like you would never,
like it was crazy. It was crazy. They're like social groupings in real life were affected based on what server you play. Like it was absurd. Like I mean,
I was like, look at that kid over there. It's a part of the minor server. Right?
He's not part of the VIP. I see. No, but
I thought we were trying to get rid of segregation here.
I remember I had 2 friends of mine who picked it up, and they went crazy Like they played all the time. And I remember this one time I went over to their house and they still like they never logged out. Like they just like if they'd walk away from their computer, they would just leave it on, like logged in, and like they'd go to a town to be and then just leave it there and like never shut it off. I'm like, dude, so how many hours have you actually played? They're like, I don't know. It's probably got to be like something like over a year now. I'm like, what do you mean over a year? Like, 'cause I never shut it off for a full year. Like that's all I used my computer for a full solid year. Like that was my life.
It's like I had to buy another laptop
So I could do my schoolwork on. Like that's how.
I wonder what the record is for like the longest like time on a game.
Okay, look, bro.
Like just left
Okay,
on.
I don't like checking those times because they freak me out.
It's just like 3 years, 14 hours.
Okay, look. I remember there was this one game I got that I plowed through it in like a week. I can't remember what game it was.
You had played like a full day of it by the end of
No,
it.
I played it like for like no, in like one day I did like half the game, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta pace this out. I gotta like, cause you know like when they give you the percentage and you go, oh, I done like 50% already. I should probably like slow down a little, be like a decent human being. So then like you stretch it out. Like I'm gonna do that side quest that no one really cares about, but I'm gonna do that anyway. And then you get to the main anyway. You finish the game and you're like, oh, it's been a week. Now what do I do myself? Do I replay it and accomplish everything to 100%? Like, is that what I do now? So then you go back and you replay it, and then you realize that you skipped a whole part of the actual story because it's so open world. You went around part of the story and you're like, oh, that's why I never did chapter 4. Just walk around it. Like that's the kind of thing where you get lost. I remember when, especially like nowadays MMORPGs are just like their story is so vast, it's crazy. Like, and there's so much reading.
Oh yeah.
Like so much. I'm like, you click the button, you're like, oh, it's an 18-page document, and you're like, do I got time? Like, I just want to kill somebody. Like that's all I want to do.
It's like throw me some like mystical monsters. Like I'm just trying to kill some goblins or something. Like throw that at me.
And let me pull out my sword that is level 1 and just slash this guy up. Like that's 95% of it. Like no, but honestly, it's crazy. I don't know if you've lived this, but there are games where I feel like I do more reading than play.
Yeah.
And I mean, no disrespect to the story, but like thank God for videos now. Like you can put video in the game and you're like, yes, this is more like a movie experience. I'm down. Let's do this. I can just watch this, as opposed to like where there's just like you got to click next every so often because you have to read the page, and then you're just tempted to just skip all of it, and then you're lost in the mission because you didn't read those 14 pages. You're like, what am I supposed to do?
Or it's like decipher this.
No, you're like, okay, I
pages.
got the staff of wisdom, but what am I supposed to do? I can't use it. It's gonna sit in my inventory.
Like it says I need like 4 requirements,
and then you're like, wait a minute. Then you're like trying to pull up the job description. And you can't even pull it up because it was like a one-time C. So like now I have this thing. You're like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna leave the dungeon. I'm gonna do another job. And then that staff of wisdom just sits in your inventory
until one day you meet somebody else. It's just like, this is what it does, and you're just like, oh.
That's
read it?
That's like this. I can't remember what game I was playing where like you get like a specific mount, but you have to get to another, like I think it's like level 38 to unlock a flying mount. And there's like a specific quest you have to do once you get to that level. The problem is that they don't tell you that. Like you have to go out of your way to look into it. Like if you don't go onto their wiki page, you would never know that there's a flying mount, and you would just be like, oh, these people paid for that. Yeah. Like you would never know that you could fly around in this like open world. You'd be like, no, it's like totally lost.
Because like me and you got into like the game of like Lord of the Rings online.
Oh yeah.
Like we played that for like a good while, and like we got to a point where just like we got to a point where we thought it was like a pay to win game, but it's just that you can actually play the game all the way through. It just takes an absurd amount of time to get to a good position where you can be like, I can do that now.
Well, no, because like buying a mount is the biggest issue, because like you need a certain amount of gold, but if you don't have if you're not paying the subscription in the game, there's only so much gold you can carry on you. So then you have to like start using the banking system. So like you collect all your goods, sell all your goods, then take it to the bank, so then you can do it all over again, and that way you have enough money to buy your mount. But if you don't do this,
so like you actually have to use the banking system, and then you have to like travel by a horse from one location to the other. Also, and there's also like only certain locations you can quick travel, and that's
you have to have gone to the location before in order to quick travel there.
No, there's just some places you can't quick travel.
Oh no, it depends on your level as well because of the monsters in the area.
Yeah, I know that too.
Like it's all like it's crazy though.
Like that map is huge.
Oh yeah,
it's like a good 6 hours if you just walked straight without any skills. It's absurd. Yeah.
It's some guy did some YouTube video of it where he walked from one end of the map to the other end of the map
and fast forwarded. And
it's like a 7-hour video on YouTube of him just walking. And then I'm like, imagine doing it in like slow, like normal, like at normal speed. It must have been like 4 or 5 times that amount of time.
How do you have the time for that? Like, what compels you to do something so random like that?
Somebody probably thought of it. It's like, how long does it take? Like, I'm gonna make a video on this.
It's like that one guy who committed to. Have you seen this? There's a guy on YouTube who edited in. Every time Sam takes a step, if I take one more step, this is the farthest away from home I've ever been.
From like Lord of the Rings.
But so like every single time that Sam moves, this line or this clip will cue in to like the video. It's 9 hours long. It's the whole Fellowship of the Ring uploaded. But every time Sam moves,
and the worst part
that video clips in.
And the worst part is like you start getting into the movie when Sam's not there. So then you're like, you forget you're watching this like YouTube video, and you get into the story, and then they clip to Sam, and it's just like, this is it. And then you just hear Frodo go, what is it, Sam? If I take one more step, this will be the furthest I've ever been. I'm like, damn it, Sam. I just want to watch the movie.
You get to a point where like, Sam, just stop moving. Why do you keep moving?
I'll send you the link after.
It's like, it's the funniest thing. But it's like, I'm like, that's like true dedication. Like a 9 hours, like a 3-hour movie got turned into 9 hours.
The thing is, like, imagine the hours. Like somebody probably just downloaded that YouTube video and then just clipped out all the moments to just have the running movie to not have to pay for it.
Bro, that seems like way too much work.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
just other ways.
Just go pay the $5.99. Go get the DVD, man. Like, this ain't worth it.
But imagine how many hours.
Yo, man, you go work for
the
14,
reversal.
What is it? What's the minimum now? $14? Is it $14.50? No, 14.
I don't know. I don't ask.
Brennan, you know you're working.
I'm getting paid like $14.25 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 14. No, it's 14. I know it's 4. I don't know if it's 14 or 4. I don't. Okay,
bro,
look,
I
Brennan,
think you might have to start asking these questions.
Look, Brennan,
bro. Like,
here's
these
the problem.
Are things that you actually need to know.
Okay, look, here's the problem at hand, guys. I need to explain this to you. Every job I've ever had in my entire life, I've never been paid minimum wage. I've always been paid way more than minimum wage. So I've never known what minimum wage was.
They did you wrong.
No, they did me good,
they
man.
did him right.
They always paid more. That was how I got away with it. Like I never had to worry about in Ontario because every province has a different minimum. Like I'm pretty sure in Nunavut it's $20 because it costs like $14 to get a box of orange juice.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
man.
yeah, he is getting paid minimum wage.
Man, I remember like watching videos about like indigenous people living in like Nunavut and like up north, and like the prices they have to pay, like $100 for toilet paper and something. Like it sucks so much. Imagine one day you go to the grocery store.
No, but Brennan, you have to understand, like people are getting paid way more up there.
Oh, apparently,
like they're getting paid.
Apparently,
way more.
As of October 1st, it's supposed to go up to 15.
It's like,
wait. Remember inflation, which means prices for everything else will also go up.
Man, I hate it here.
No, look. No, but you know.
Didn't you attend math class? Did they teach you that?
No. It's great. You know, actually, no. Just usually, like inflation usually doesn't take effect until like a year or two after.
Yeah. So like for like a good year, just like stock up on money, bro.
Like for a good year, that extra dollar, save it.
Yeah. So one day you can just be like, I actually got good money.
No, I knew a guy who would do that. He would when the money went up from like, I remember when it was 12, it went up to $14 an hour. He took the $2 from every single hour he worked and saved it. By the time inflation kicked in, he had like almost like $3,000 just sitting in the bank. And I was like, dang, man.
Yeah. It's like the people.
Then it hit me. I need to get a summer job when I was in high school.
It's like there's people like who get like office jobs, like so like you're working a cubicle kind of job. There's people that as they figure out a way to live comfortable with the wage that they're making, and then anything that they get like as a bonus, they just throw that as a saving. They just like put that as saving. So if you get a raise that's small, like let's say you get a 25-cent raise, that just goes into your savings. So every paycheck, that like increase on your wage just goes into your savings.
Well, what is it? I didn't know that. Apparently, like, get this, Brennan. Apparently, you're supposed to be able to survive off 50% of your wage. Like, if you're spending more than 50% of what you're earning, you're not earning enough money.
See, but that depends. What if I'm a paperboy getting $7?
Look, it depends. Look, it depends. It depends on your like once you live on your own, or
like how much am I making in a year? That's the real question.
Okay, look, if you're making $14 an hour, what is that?
I don't know.
Like 30,000 a year, roughly, give or take. Brennan's like, how did he do that so like this?
No, that's because it makes sense.
That's assuming you're working 8-hour days, though.
Yeah, that's assuming like a full-time job.
That's assuming you're working
5 days a week, 9 to 5.
Yeah, for a full year.
You're
taking no holidays, no breaks, no nothing.
Yeah,
right. That's on average. That's like no bonuses, no holiday pay, none of that. So that'd be on average. So now that you have that, can you survive a full year with $15,000? If you pay rent, there's 12 months in a year. 12,000 of those $15,000 just disappeared because to pay for an apartment, it costs like $1,000 just to rent in a place.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't even talked about furniture. We haven't talked about Wi-Fi. We haven't talked about electricity, water,
Also, like if you're renting a place now you also have to put a deposit on that place as well.
Yeah, so it's like $13,000. And you don't even got Wi-Fi yet. Yeah. That's a year. That's you already half of your wages are just gone now. Brennan's looking at me like, how does this work?
Brennan got lost in the math.
Wait. Surviving off of $13,000 a year?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
That's not possible. You can't do that. No. You have to like live like super cheap. You couldn't like
no. Like that's just like all
this
is all metaphoric.
This is all metaphoric, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you, Brennan. Like this is why this is the problem. This is why this is the problem. Like
this is why it's the problem. That's why it's an issue that you're just getting paid minimum wage, and you should be aiming for something like it's just a little bit more.
And that's the problem with society, right? So like people who work minimum wage.
No, see, and that's why we've had the issue, like especially with like COVID, all the jobs that require you to socialize and people went to school for, like for example, my brother, like all the jobs that he went in for because he did social working, and all of those jobs just went down in price. Like, I mean, and like how much wage they give you, they all went to like minimum wage.
Yo, bro,
he went for an education.
Yo, man, that was crazy.
Thousands of dollars.
No, I kid you not, Brennan. Like, I wanted to like scream at somebody. There was a job. No, get this. Okay, peak COVID. Like, we're getting like 1,000 cases a day type COVID. Okay, and there was this job working at a homeless shelter with the most vulnerable people, and they were only gonna pay me $14.55 an hour. And I was like, yo, okay, look, I
did not go to school to get paid.
I'm like,
what Brennan's getting paid.
I didn't. No. There's nothing against that, but I'm like, look, I didn't go to school for this. On top of that, I have asthma, so like I'm already, how did Nate put it, immunocompromised?
Yeah.
I'm like, $14.50 is not enough for me to go put my life on the line to work with the most vulnerable people who could get it like literally any second and get paid that. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way on earth I'm doing that. And then I was like checking out like the job listings, and Brennan, no joke, like there was like a one site where you could comment on the job, and this one guy commented on this one job like, no one's gonna take this job, like you're not paying anybody enough for this job. Like a week later it went up by $3, like the minimum
any
pay.
Job that required you to have some kind of like education should be paying over the amount of minimum wage.
Well, yeah, but I think too, like I think it also depends on what you study.
I mean, yes, but like
okay, look, child and youth care workers, like I'm gonna be honest, child and youth care workers, they study 2 years. Mm-hmm. But they will only ever make like maybe $50,000 a year.
Yeah,
because their job,
the
area of their job is like a daycare, like a boys and girls club, a community center. Like it's never.
Yeah, but you can live off that.
Yes, but it's never like a place. And that's what you'd be making as the guy running the place.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Yo, man, you live under a rock. That's the real world. Oh, Brennan's looking at me like, this is crazy.
That doesn't make any sense though.
I've seen it.
Logistically, it doesn't make sense.
No, I've seen it, man. It's crazy. Like there are people who have.
Then somebody needs to scrap this up and fix this because that's just stupid.
Well, no, it's because the problem is all these places work on funding. So if they don't get funding, like they're always having these places.
But you're talking non-for-profits now.
Yeah. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Daycares are typically non-for-profit.
Yes, but there's also daycares that
the Boys and Girls Club is a non-for-profit.
Yes.
The community center is run by the government of Ontario, which is also a non-for-profit.
Okay, but if you're getting
the 3 places I listed off, bro, are all non-for-profit. I don't know what you're getting at here.
Okay, let's say you worked at a private one.
That's different, man. That's bougie. And all of those people have a degree in child psychology.
Okay, true.
Like if you're working at a private daycare, the minimum requirement is a degree in child psychology. That's the minimum requirement.
Yeah, I don't got that.
And there are some that will require you to have a master's degree in it.
Look, I'm just gonna take Psych 1 and then Psych 2, and then I'm
Just
out.
call it.
I'm just out.
Brennan's looking at us like this is crazy,
A
man.
master to take care of some kids, man. Come on.
Yo, no, that's nothing. I was talking with a professor of mine. She's from Alberta, and she was telling me that in Alberta, to be a social worker, everybody got a master's degree in it. She's like, so when you go to apply for a job, if you only have like your bachelor's, they won't even take you seriously. I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, like if anybody want to move out to Alberta and you want to do this as a job, you either have to have like 10 years of experience or get a master's degree. And I was like, that's crazy. Like y'all
My
crazy.
legs are so
Like
sleep.
I'm not gonna like I just got out of college. I did a 2.5-year program, and now you want me to go and do another 4 years to get a degree, and then you want me to go do another 2 years to get a master's in this. Like that's like that. How many? That's like 8 years, and I'm not even a doctor.
Yeah.
Like that's how messed up it is. Like it's crazy. And I was like, this is why I'm in Ontario where people don't care. Like no, honestly, like there are times where like you'll see the difference between like they'll like you go to a job, right? There's a guy who has experience for like 20 years in the job. He's like in his 40s now, but he's been doing the job for like 20 years because he got hired like at the age of 22. Okay, let's say he got hired. He never went to college, never went to university, but he did the job for 20 years, right? This kid fresh out of college shows up. Who do you think we're gonna hire? The kid who's just figuring it out, or the guy's been doing it for 22 years?
Experience over just
Yeah, like I remember.
And see, and that's also a big issue we have in society right now.
Yeah.
That a lot of old people are applying for jobs, and as the same with young people, but the young people aren't getting hired because you'd rather experience somebody who already knows what they're doing rather than having to train somebody in what you're about to do. Yeah, so
that's the biggest issue too. Like I remember this guy, he was telling me how actually I met this mechanic. He was telling me how like there's this part in a tire where like the way that the metal parts join, it's like a feel for it thing. There's like because you can't physically see it because there's a tire in the way. And he was saying that is only like you only ever learn how to do that with experience. Like that's not something that they teach. That's something you figure out on the job. And I was like, what? He's like, imagine like this guy fresh out of college opens up his own mechanic thing. The first job he gets is that.
he's already
It's already a technical problem. Like why? He's like, because it's something I learned. Like he's like, I didn't figure out how to do this properly till a good year into the job. And I was like, dang man, like that's crazy. Who designs cars like this?
But if you're studying for it,
yeah,
of course get a job in it before you decide to open it.
Oh yeah, of course. But like some people like to, they wear their heart on the sleeve, bro. They think the world's gonna catch them. When the world doesn't catch them, then you panic.
Nah.
You're so negative all the time.
Yeah. Wow, we've only recorded like 30 minutes.
Okay, Brennan. So
I need you to tell me a story of your life.
No. I was gonna be like, yo, Brennan. So I hear that you got into college. Are you excited?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So like
y'all didn't hear that, but we took like a 10-second pause because technical difficulties.
So I mean, like me getting into like my college program was like a very kind of like it was kind of a roller coaster. So like basically, I think from like grade 10, I knew from the jump that like I wanted to apply at this college. It was for a different program, but like it was for like an acting program. But then my mom was like, you can't really make that much money off acting, it's a very big gamble. Try something else. So I said, okay, let's try filming. That's more guaranteed success.
Yeah.
So I tried applying for film and media production. That's the name of the program. And when I first applied, they told me, hey, we kind of noticed that you're not Canadian, so we're gonna need some proof that you actually live here. Because your stuff says you're from America, your citizenship is from America. We kind of need something else. So okay, showed them that I'm Canadian. After that, it probably took them like 2-3 weeks to show. Okay, keep in mind too, I applied the day of like college applications were due. Right, keep that in mind. So I applied on the day before the deadline. I took like 2-3 weeks to show them that I lived in Canada, and then the program showed me, hey, you're gonna have to show us like a submission to get into the program. I'm like, what where did this come from? Where did this come from? So they're
Highly
like, yeah,
competitive, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So
No, Brennan, like straight up, like the college, because we're all going to the same college now. The college we go to, there are 40,000 applicants every year, and they can only take 30,000. It's like 10,000 people don't get accepted.
that's pretty
And
crazy.
I didn't know that if you're like the first person to apply, everybody gets a waitlisted. So in other words, it's based on your grades, on all that stuff, on that criteria and the requirements necessary in order for you to get into the program. So like if there's a course where it says like the minimum requirement is like, I don't know, like a B in math, and you got a B minus, well, if you applied late and it's not waitlisted, well, the guy who got an A plus is definitely getting accepted and you're not.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah. So first of all, I just like to give a small thank you to the coronavirus for saving my grades. Grade 11, when Corona hit, your grades couldn't go down; they could only go up. So that saved a lot of my classes. So yeah, college. They told me, yeah, you got to send a submission. The due date is February 7th. It is almost March. They sent me this email. So I was basically screwed. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Can I still send something in? So they told me, yeah, just send something in, send it in as soon as possible. And the whole objective of the video submission was you had to send a video about an object, and you had to just make a short film about an object and just, I don't know, give it personality, stuff like that. So I chose to make a video about shoes. And the whole point of the video was that it was supposed to be like a metaphor for like friendships and relationships. And so, yeah.
I saw.
Yeah. No, like because you posted on your Instagram when you announced the world that you're like, yo, I got in the program. Here's the clip I submitted.
Yeah.
And my brother goes, yo, have you seen Brennan's video? I'm like on Instagram. I'm like he uploaded, and I'm like, I jumped to yours. Like I literally like I don't know, where were we? We were out somewhere.
Like, have you seen it right now?
Literally in wherever I am, Brennan. My brother tells you upload a video, like I'm gonna pull it out like right there and then. So I pull it out. I'm like watching, like, yo, this is really well done. Like this is like I'm like, this is the kind of stuff you see like in movie festival where like they get awards and stuff. I'm like, yo, man, that's actually really well done.
Great metaphor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was award level, but like I really tried my best. But like, yeah. So it was really crazy too, because like I kind of recorded the video. It was like 3 weeks I recorded the video. So like for the first half of the video was kind of like recorded in the winter, and then like the second half was recorded like the beginning of spring, which was like it kind of added on to it. Because like the whole point of the video was that like I had 2 pairs of shoes. The first pair of shoes like just like these regular Riki Diki shoes, right? And like and like it was supposed to represent like a relationship, and how like it started from nothing, but like it was still something special. And eventually I got tired of the shoes, and I was like, man, I don't like these shoes anymore. I want to get some new shoes, which leads into the second pair of shoes, which is supposed to represent a new relationship. And when you get a new relationship, it's like, oh my God, this new relationship is so good. I love you. You love me. Let's do this. And then eventually you realize, hold on a second. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't hit the same like the first relationship. And you start thinking about like, do I really want this? Am I happy with this? And that's when the video, I'm just like, you're cool, but you're not the first pair of shoes. And so the character in the short film goes back to the first pair of shoes, and he tries to clean the shoes. He tries to, make it new again.
Make it work.
And that's part of the metaphor where you try and rebuild the friendship of the relationship and what you had. And the video ends with me like walking out a door. And that's supposed to represent like giving the relationship another chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rebirth. Yeah. No, honestly, I was like, yo, this is some next level storytelling. I was impressed by it. I'm like, bro, yo, I should comment it. I almost commented director in the making. And then my brother's like, whoa, calm down. I almost jumped into the comments. I was like, yo, director in the making. My brother's like, yo, calm down. Don't hype him up too much.
Yeah, we'll link your Instagram in the
if anyone wants to see it, we'll link it in your Instagram.
Brennan Hokage. We'll put that in the.
Yeah, that was okay, cool.
Yeah, that was his story.
Now I'm gonna have to rewatch
it. See, but like the thing, like, man, it was so good.
Like, I just no, it's true. Like there are moments where, and especially in life, and that metaphor that I used, it's something everyone can relate to.
Oh yeah,
because like everyone's had that. Even without like being like a couple relationship, even within friendships, we have that where like you'll go and you'll make friends, and then for whatever reason, life takes you one way, I go the other other way. I have friends like that. And I tell my brother all the time, like, there are friends I have to this day where I can go years without talking to them, but I'll run into them and it'll be like we never stop being friends. Like, we'll just pick up where we left off. And it is like, to me, it's absurd how that happens. Like, I can go,
it's because it's the pair of shoes you've always known.
No, bro, but like, no,
they're
but
comfy. They're
I
warm.
mean, no, I mean that
them.
like in the sense of like how the other thing too is like, it's not like I can't pick up a phone and call you or like text you. Like, I can even Facebook message you because that's like my generational thing. But ultimately, this is just so. I'm dating myself so much right now. Like, I feel like such an old guy right now in this. Like,
not that old.
Anyway, but one of the things is like, because of that, it's even though we have all these ways of communicating and we never do communicate, when we do see each other, it hypes it up so much more. It's like, yo, man, how you been? How's it? That's like, I ran into this one friend of mine where I hadn't seen him in like 6 years. And when I saw him the second time, he's like, girlfriend with 2 kids, like working full time. I was like, bro, like, it's been 6 years and you just like popped off. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, I'm still in school. Like, what happened?
That was the answer to I have kids and I have a girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
happened.
no, and then he goes, what you up to? I'm like, I'm still in school, man. Like, I can't even think about, like, I'm 24, man.
I'm just digging more
take
debt
a breath,
right
yo.
now.
I'm like, I just found out that I'm gonna be the same guy till I die moving forward. Like, I'm not, like, I'm just gonna, like, this face just gonna get wrinkly. That's all that's gonna happen. I'll be the same guy from this one forward, just till I die. Like, that's the thing. But yeah, it was funny. But Brennan, like, you have to picture this. Like, you see a guy, right? And then all of a sudden it goes, so this is my girlfriend, these are my children. You go, wait, what? Like, just that moment of realization. Also, we were like in a mall, in like the like a general area in the mall, and that's what hit me hard, because I'm like, I ran into you just by pure chance. Like,
I would have never known.
None of this was coordinated, and then you dropped the bomb on me like that, and then I began to question everything, which is also interesting because the older you get, I find that you can see, like, you know what, I'm sure you guys know this guy. There's got to be, or this girl, there's one guy or girl, or this person to be inclusion, this person who they never liked school and they never did their best in classes, but they're going to post-secondary anyway, right? Brennan's like, oh yeah, I know this guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, okay, their first year, odds are they won't succeed, and they'll go work any random job, and they'll come back like a year or two later, and they'll do their career, whatever, they'll finish, and they'll be super successful. But you know what? The person who you expected to go really far dropped out the first year and never went back to school. I have seen that happen so many times, Brennan. It's almost broken my heart to the point now where, like, I've known people who were like, I met
academics.
Dude, I had a friend who, she got a scholarship to be a lawyer. She was going to go to Queens, full ride paid out. Like, everything was going to be paid for her because she had the grades for it. First year in, trouble happened with like something in the family. She had to drop out. Never went back to school. Now it's like, oh my God, like, you could have been like, you would have been that person. Like, if I had legal troubles, I would have called you. You know, like, that was like the friendship we had. And then I had another friend who, he was going to go be a doctor. Again, everything paid. First year, he's like, it wasn't for me, dropped out. Dude, this guy is working at a grocery store now. He, like, I would kill to have his grades. Like, he had like an A in everything, or an A+ in everything. Like, he was the smartest guy I knew. Not to say that like there's something wrong with that, but like, I mean, whatever makes you happy ultimately at the end of the day. But like, all these people who have like the greatest potential, sometimes they just don't follow through. And they fall into this trap of like, also the other big trap I find is the year off. I'm gonna take a year for me. People who do this, like, you don't understand. Look.
Even I understand this because I've also seen this happen. Where like they say they're gonna take a year off, and they know that there'll be troubles when they come back into school and all that stuff. But the thing is, you forget how to be a student. Because like, even with us, because with COVID and all that, we still had school, so we never truly left it because it's still fresh in our minds. But taking a full year and stopping and then getting back into that momentum is a lot harder, because you take that break and you've forgotten what it's like. You can remember back to it, but doing it is a whole other story.
Yo, man, and school hits you hard sometimes. Like, I kid you not, Brent. I'll wake up sometimes and feel like I got an assignment to do, and I'm not even in school again yet. Like, I'll wake up and be like, yo, man, I forgot to do something. And then my brother's like, bro, it's August
on a Sunday.
on a Sunday.
No,
even if you had school, there's no school right now.
No. You have PTSD.
No man. Okay, look. I'm gonna tell you. Like I was telling this to a professor of mine because he was fairly young. He's like in his early 30s, and he was telling me how he's like, Adrian, I got out of school like 10 years ago. I still have this problem. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, man. I'll still wake up and feel like there's like this anxiety that kicks in that you're like, I got work to do. I got stuff to get done. Like something's missing. And he's like, and it won't go away for a very long time. He's like, I got that for like a good solid, I want to say 6-7 years after I left school. I'm like, that's great. I just keep going back to school. So it's never going to go away. I'm going to die with this in my heart.
He's going to be like 87 years old and he's going to wake up, oh, I got an assignment to do.
No, it's honestly kind of funny though. Cause actually this one time I had a friend who we had so many classes and we were doing like this tech course or this tech program. And we had there were 12 classes and each class assigned an assignment. So we had like 12 assignments every single week that had to be done. And at one point I remember a friend of mine, he goes, yo, Adrian, I go, yeah. He goes, I think I need an adult. And I turn and look at him and I go, you are the adult. And he goes, I need another adult to hold my hand. Yeah. but like on the verge of like crying because he was just so tired because like you feel that there's not enough time. You're like, I need 36-hour days and the day only has 24 hours. How am I gonna get those extra couple of hours? You're like, I'm just not gonna sleep. Or
micro naps.
No, man, I can't micro nap.
I can't.
No, man, if I pass out, like the problem with me is like if I fall asleep and I wake up at any given point in time at night, that's it. It's over. I never slept again. I just tossed and turned for the rest of the night.
I'm the exact same way, man. Like I'll go to sleep. It could be like 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock. The moment I wake up at like 6, 7, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm stuck here. I'm just like, yeah. I have to move. I have to get up. I can't.
No, man. Like the hard part for me is like, cause oftentimes like when it happens to me, it'll be like 4 or 5 in the morning. The sun ain't even up yet. I can't get out of bed. So like lying there scrolling on my phone. And then like, you know what the problem is? Like lately on Instagram, like you'll start scrolling and like say it's like 5 in the morning. So I'm scrolling. I'm like, I'm not going to sleep anyways. I start scrolling, look back at the clock. It's 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, what just, like it was 5 a.m. like 10 minutes ago. What happened?
Got lost in social media.
Yo, man, you get lost in
honestly,
on Instagram.
You get off social media for like just the one day you decide not to touch social media. That's when everything goes down. Everybody posted, everybody did something that day, and you're just like, I missed all of this. Like, like I was gone for like 24 hours, and it's crazy because like you just keep scrolling, and you're like, oh my god, you haven't even posted in like 6 years. Like, how are you? What?
No, I don't know, man. Like, it's easy to get lost in that kind of stuff,
especially TikTok. TikTok's a trap.
Are you on TikTok?
You want to talk about a rabbit hole, bro? TikTok
is
dude. Do you have a TikTok?
Yeah, I do.
Are you posted?
Sometimes.
I need your TikTok. If not for the people, for me, I need your TikTok. Brennan, I'm like your biggest fan. I kid you not. Like every time you post, I'm like, yo, bro, he posted. It's like, I can't believe this is happening today. Like I jump in there and I'm like, yo, bro, he posted.
Send it to me later.
I'm gonna be that guy in the stands, yelling. That's Brandon Hokage.
That's him. I've known him since I was little.
I've known him since he was little. No, honestly, like that's the thing. Like I
can't think back to grade 9. Brandon, that's too long.
I had this. So this one time we were in this psych class and I had to redo this class because it was like a requirement for the program. I had already done a psych class at the same level. So I didn't bother like really pay attention in this class. And for whatever reason, this class happened to be a Friday morning. So I would spend that class just editing the podcast. And this one time, one of my Bluetooth earpieces, like it died and the audio started coming out of like the speakers of my laptop, like in the middle of class. And I stop it and the teacher goes, what was that? And I go, I'm so sorry, like a video like queued up. And everybody else around me knew what was going on. They're like, it's just like a loud, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean, she's like, Adrian, focus in my class. And I'm like, I already know everything. I'm like, right. And then I remember this one girl who was sitting in front of me, she turned around, she goes, what was that? She's like, it sounded kind of funny. And I go, and at this point I hadn't told anybody in my program that I was doing a podcast and all that stuff. And then I casually say these words out loud and I quickly took them back. As, like, when someone says something and they start getting quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter, and quieter as they talk, that was me trying to explain that I do a podcast. And then
Like, I do a podcast.
And then literally the next day, Brennan, no joke, the next day somebody walked up to me, yo, Two-Line brother, how you doing? I'm like, oh my God, no. I was like, this is what I didn't want. He's like, yo, man, you on Spotify and all stuff? I'm like, yeah, it's again. I'm like, eh. But like trying to explain to like, yo, how'd you get on Spotify? I'm like, I just hit the upload button.
Brennan, I'm telling you, there was like, I kept the podcast quiet for like the longest time, and then there was like these like few students. I think they were like in grade 9 or something, and then like some of these kids figured out I had a podcast, and they'd see me in the hallways and be like, hey, it's one of the Latin brothers and stuff like that. That my English teacher found out. I had a podcast, and I'm like, this is dangerous. I talked about her class before. Like this is.
We bashed some teachers on here.
Like this is it's like a problem, but like she found out, and then like it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I was able to hand in an episode of the podcast as my English assignment.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. I even like did like a fake podcast with Nate, and I handed that in. Great. It's absolutely perfect.
We've done so much stuff, man. Like,
yeah.
And also when I look at like back at like how many episodes we've done, I'm like, this is crazy. We're like well over. This is episode 140.
Yep.
We've been doing this for 140 weeks.
We're like an ongoing anime. We just never stop. Every week, just come back, man, and we'll have a different story somehow.
Not really,
unless he repeats a story, and I tell him you're repeating the story.
It's hard to remember, man. Like it's like you get to a point where like I've been talking so much, and I've said so many things in my life, and like so much of it has just been. It's like if you want to know anything about me and COVID, just go back and listen to season 2 of the podcast.
Go listen to season 2. We call it the journal arc.
Quite literally, it's documenting week by week so how we felt about it.
It's literally like it's day 14. I'm stuck in my house. I haven't stepped outside. Like I'm going insane, and these 4 walls are driving me nuts. That's literally season 2, like the beginning of it.
Well, no, the third half of it.
The third half of it.
Well, no, I'd say after the first third. Yeah, after like 3 months in, I'd say is where like it really
kicks in.
Yeah, because that's when in March, right? That's when it really took a turn for the worst. Remember that, Brennan? When we could walk outside and not have to worry.
12 episodes into season 2, then.
Brennan's like shaking his head. He's like, "Yo, man,
I hate Corona. It's a love-hate relationship, Oh man!"
And he's like, "I thank you for my grades." He's like,
"Yeah, I like the grades, but then now we got a Delta variant on the way. The UK has a version of it. Africa might have a version of it. It's like, whenever you want to leave Corona, you can do that.
Yeah. No, and now apparently it's supposed to be a super variant.
Brennan's like, "I'm done. I'm tapping out."
It's Corona Deluxe Edition. What are we doing? Deluxe Edition?
Man, he dropping mixtapes now.
No, I remember like because we're fully vaccinated, and like I remember like my brother, he like just dealing with like the fake dormant coronavirus, he started shaking, like he started trembling of the cold. And I was like, are you okay?
Oh no, like okay, so because when you get your second dose, your body has to go through like an adjustment phase of getting used to having the antibodies in your body, because of course there's something foreign entering your body, and they tell you as soon as before you even get the injection, like you're going to get some type of symptom, like
if it's not this one, it could be another one. If it's not this one, it's one of them.
And they're like, and if you don't feel anything, then you just got real lucky. What was it? Oh yeah, no. So they tell you that you're gonna get some kind of symptom from the second dose. Like this is just the way it is, and like it's kind of like this kind of like socially accepted thing now, or like you got, what was your symptom? kind of mentality. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, but mine was like I got a fever and my whole body was trembling, but like aggressively. And the only way I could describe it, because it was really like my whole body ached every time I trembled. But the only description I can give it is that imagine you could feel the Earth's vibration as it spins, and that feeling causes you pain.
Man.
That is
and the thing
is like, because it was constant and it wouldn't stop. It was like a good 3 hours of just this horrible pain. And then when it finally went away, I got up and it was as if it never occurred. Like it was
literally it's just for that time period and it's gone.
It's so messed
so
up.
Weird.
It's so messed up.
Because it's not like anything you've ever felt before. Because when you have a cold and you progressively work your way out of it. No, it's just like a switch. Like somebody shut off the switch and you're like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened. Guess I'm good.
It's honestly like crazy. I remember.
No, but like, see, like the thing is like, I didn't, because like my brother has like mixed dose and I have like the same like strand because of age, they don't give you mixed. But I have like 2 Pfizer shots, and I felt an injury on my like left foot that I hadn't felt in like 4 or 3 years. And I'm just like, what in the world? I was like, I had to put on my ankle brace, man, from like a sprain I suffered from like 4 years ago. I had to put it on. I like, just could not deal with the pain. I couldn't walk on it. I'm like, this is like phantom pain. I'm like, what is this? And then all of a sudden,
it's so bizarre. They're like, every ailment you've ever had, like, kind of comes out of the woodwork. It's really bizarre. A lot of people who like say they suffer like back pain, the back pain got worse, or like. This virus has an ability to attack the weak part in the body. Like, it knows where it is, and it's like, I'm gonna go get it, and I got you.
No, but thankfully now we're good now.
Yeah, but
I'm not suffering of my foot.
Honestly, like it's honestly like crazy trying to explain this to people because
imagine, because we just had like the fake version of it, right? We had the knockoff, the dormant version of COVID. I'm like, imagine the real thing. I'm like, that's tough. If you're just feeling these small symptoms from something that isn't even active, imagine it active. Like how much the effects are.
Yeah,
like. It's just crazy.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, let's wrap up on a high note.
Exactly.
Brennan, tell the people something funny.
Let's see. Let's think about it. So one time I was on my way home from work, and I usually I could take 2 buses home, and one of the buses, it takes a big loop journey around my neighborhood, but eventually it gets to my apartment building. And so I take the bus, right? But then all of a sudden it wants to take a new route. And you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened? So it goes to my neighborhood, right? But instead of just going to the stop that's at my apartment building,
it yeets you.
That's basically what it did. It went down, it went near like our neighborhood rink, U-turn, and went back to the bus station. I was so mad.
That sucks. That definitely sucks. I always find it funny when there's always like, you're calm, you're on the bus, and there's that one person who needs to get somewhere and they need to get somewhere fast. But then there's like a road detour, and you're just like, and then they see that and they're like, no. And you could just see it in their expression and their face. They're like, I can't believe we're gonna have to go around all of this, like I can't believe this right now. And then you can just see them for like the rest of the bus ride, just like frustrated, sweating, and they're like in a suit, so like you can see the sweat stains coming out of them.
No, man, I've had some pretty crazy experiences with buses, especially in this city, where I've had moments where like, what?
Not too long.
Yeah, no. I just real quick. I had this one time where the bus driver, he just like floored it like some like 8 stops, because it was like on like the transit way for the buses, and I didn't know this route even existed. I got on it and I'm like, yo, you go in this place? He goes, yeah. And he just floored like a good 25 minutes, Brennan. He just floored it. Like, he never stopped. He just kept going. And this one lady was like, yo, I need to get off like 3 stops ago. And he goes, this bus don't stop there anymore. And she was like, what?
He just changed his mind right now.
It's like, no, because they did this. They implemented this change when they started the O train, or not the train, the Via Rail. No, not the Via Rail. The light rail. What's it called? It's
called the O train. It's called the O train.
Whatever it's called, the train. When they implemented that, they changed a bunch of bus routes, and it messed everybody up. But like, it was just so funny. This lady was like, "Yo, I was supposed to stop like 3 stops ago, and you're still going."
And you're flooring it. Like, I can't get back there now.
Yo, man, he was driving like, I think it was like 105 kilometers per hour. Between Canada, we don't do miles. He was going so fast. Like, an hour bus ride got cut down to like, I kid you not, it was like 30 minutes. I got to school so early. I was like, I got to the room where our class was, and there was still a class going on in there. And I was like, no, man, I'm so early. Like, what am I supposed to do now?
It's like, I'm half an hour early. What can I do at this time?
Yeah, but it was just so funny seeing that lady scream out, yo, man, you're supposed to stop. He's like, we don't do that anymore.
It's like, read the pamphlets.
Anyway, bro, I think we should wrap up.
All right.
Going for maybe a little too long.
Yeah, all right. It's been, okay, guys. It's been too long, brothers.
Ain't no way.
Okay.
Hey, guys. The phone rang. I apologize, people. Anyways, it's been Two Latin Brothers podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Make sure to share with your grandma, share with your rooster, share with your donkey, share with your chinchilla. I don't care who you share with. Just share with anyone and everything. We'll leave Brennan's Instagram in the description below, so you guys can go check out that shoe video with relationships and stuff. stuff.
Or anything else that Brennan does.
Or anything else that Brennan does. And make sure to follow us on Instagram. It's always in the description as well. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.